Do you think that I'm delusional for not believing that I'm an average person?
Yes. You are a bit delusional. And part of the blame is on society and Disney and all this. You've been told that Prince Charming is coming, and you've been sold this lie about what you deserve. You've been sold a lie about what kind of men there are out there.
I think I would rather stay single for the rest of my life than to settle for somebody that...
It's not settling. I don't think it's settling, though.
But if I see myself as whatever and I see this partner that I don't think is deserving of me, then in my perspective, I'm settling.
Okay.
I'd rather stay single because I'm pretty happy.
So you might wonder why I asked the looks rating question. I do believe that when women think that they're more attractive than they actually are, and this can be caused by a few reasons. It could be just 100% internal self-delusion. You look at a girl's Instagram page, she could be obese. Her friends are all saying, I wish I looked as good as you. Slay queen. You ate. Blah, blah, blah. Women will gas each other up, especially even more so with your unattractive friends. I mean, look, maybe you guys don't believe that there's such thing as, oh, everyone's beautiful and blah, blah, blah. Great fantasy. Enjoy living in your fantasy land. There's a hierarchy. Some people are more attractive than others. Now, to be fair, there are delusional dudes out there. Maybe you know them. And you even clown on them. You're, oh, the guy thinks he's hot, but he really isn't anything. But that's you creating a hierarchy. That's you rejecting male delusion. Why can't you acknowledge your own delusion or female delusion?
She was on a date. She told the dude that she does OnlyFans, and suddenly his warmth and his kindness disappeared. He pushed his chair back, he stood up, and he left. And, oh, wow, would you look at that? It's not the consequences of your own actions. Look, I'm not saying that women who sell their bodies don't deserve to be loved. Of course they do. Everybody deserves to be loved. I'm not even saying that those women will never find a man that will love them for them. They will. It won't be the type of man that you want to spend the rest of your life with, but you will. I just don't understand why these women victimize themselves all over the internet. Like, you made your self-respect a commodity. And the crazy part is that a lot of these women allow you to have access to all of their private parts for less than a Happy Meal every single month. I mean, even charge more than that. So you can't really sit here acting shocked that men don't want to build a life with a woman who sells her chocolate starfish for $3.99 on the internet. Can you be shocked? You can, but you'd be retarded.
I'm so afraid to have kids because what if, worst case scenario, what if I have a boy?
I would feel very sorry for that child if such a person was to be their potential mother, because unfortunately, this is really a sign of how much the prejudice against men has become almost normalized in our society, and that misandry is such a mainstream part of it, that this is not an uncommon sentiment that has been expressed by many women who despise men. They would rather not have children at all than have a boy.
Sorry, have you ever met a boy, like, at any age?
Oh, wait, this is going somewhere, and it's disturbing.
They're all obsessed with jacking off or violent things or violently jacking off.
Well, that was just troubling. However, I would like to take this moment to address those women out there that happen to agree with what that person said. If you are of the opinion that you do not like the way that your child is behaving, or that they are doing inappropriate things, in your opinion, do you know whose fault that is? It's not the fault of the child, because they are a child. That would be the fault of the parents or parent who does not teach their child acceptable boundaries and appropriate behaviors. Parents are responsible for raising their children to be responsible adults, but some of you just want to blame it on their gender. It's time to accept some personal responsibility.
If my husband was here, he would tell you, don't nobody on earth know him better than I do.
Because you got to.
I make it hard for him to stay mad at me now.
Come on, man. We tell women, if you really want to know that man, study him like your life depended on it.
Lining up on the chairs and coming up in the middle to my kids. Say, anything I can do for you.
Whatever needs to be done.
It's my job to know you. It's my job to know what moves you, what causes you to tick, what doesn't. It's my job to know when you're feeling a particular way, and I can hear it in your voice. It's my job to know those things, because I can hear women now watching this and y'all talking about
It go both ways, though.
It's what is he doing for you? And anytime when women say that, I'm like, If you chose a man that's not doing for you, you're the dummy. Because there's no way that I'm going
that honey boundary, or because that don't sound like
Not a honey boundary.
that don't sound like Precious.
This is Aprilism. This is Aprilism.
You're dumb, which is stupid self. Wait a minute.
And this is really what a lot of modern women need to learn, is to study their man. They don't do it. They don't have an interest in doing it. The man needs to study them, and they wonder why they don't have successful relationships.
Why does mom got to ask 3 times for y'all to do something and dad only has to ask once?
You only have to ask one because you yell at us the first time and we do it right away. And then with Mama, she says it nice 2 times and then she gets she
get frustrated on the third
time.
You're right.
Yeah.
I do.
Now see, this is what structure and force looks like. Hey, do it the first time. I'm not messing around.
Okay, y'all, so come with me on a busy Friday. So today I had 9 clients for my braces, and everybody wanted power chains. I do know how to do regulars, and I do know how to do power chains. If you ask me which one should you start off with, I will tell you. But if you want to start off with power chains,
what she's doing is not only illegal, it's also extremely dangerous. There's so many health complications that could come from her trying to put braces on people in the basement of her house. And I'm pretty sure she doesn't have the necessary tools that's needed to carry out this procedure. If I'm not mistaken, she also mentioned that she takes EBT cards to put braces on people. You are just giving all kind of evidence to all the illegal stuff that you're doing, and you're recording yourself doing it. And to the people that decide to go sit inside this girl's house and pay $150 to have braces put on your teeth, what is wrong with y'all? Are y'all stupid? And she has the nerve to call this a side hustle. Shorty, you're a criminal, and you're recording your crimes.
That's the thing that always gets me. They're always, instead of keeping things under wraps, modern women always got to tell on themselves, this is illegal, ma'am. But you know what? I do get it, because I think she said 150 versus going into the dentist office and paying at least $1,500. At least $1,500.
You ever cheated before?
Yes. Not first. It was get back. I was younger then.
How young?
Like 21.
21.
You want me to lie? You want a liar? Or you want somebody to tell the truth?
Hey, no, I appreciate the respect. All right. In your last relationship, have you ever cheated?
No, I didn't.
You know, they didn't have to do that. The way they popped their balloons, insane. They didn't have to do that.
You confronted your husband. You tore him down unintentionally, and sometimes later on in a marriage intentionally. You said things harshly. You combated him. We have to be very conscious of developing our maturity, our emotional maturity. Ladies, I understand you get angry. I understand that you're frustrated. I understand that oftentimes your husband shuts you down and don't want to hear what you have to say. But I have a question for you. When did that start? If you will be honest with yourself, you know there was a time in your marriage that your husband wasn't so harsh with you, that your husband did listen to you, that your husband would take suggestions for you. But what happens with women is we have this tendency, and I'm a woman and I know how we are, we have this tendency to try to control things. And we have this tendency, because you weren't taught properly, just like I was before I was, you confronted your husband, you tore him down unintentionally, and sometimes later on in a marriage intentionally. You said things harshly, you combated him. And so now your husband has his defenses up. So now every time you try to say anything to him, he automatically shuts you down. But if you were honest with yourself, you'll realize, or you will recognize that it wasn't always that way. And so you have to realize that you played a part. And I always say that your words are seeds. And the harvest that you're living in right now is based on the seeds that you planted.
For the men that get upset at women for wanting a man with money, here's an idea. Find yourself a woman that doesn't care about money. I'm not going to lie about what I require from a man, right, to be likable. I don't give a...
Well, this is a loaded one. The first thing I'm going to say is God bless this young lady. And I have to be very careful with how I answer this one because I'm obviously in no position to judge this young lady or condemn her for wanting to live her life the way that she wants. But one thing that I will say that I don't ever hear anybody talk about is what happens when 20 years goes by, you've had all the money, you've had all the opportunities, you have all of the bags, you have all of the clothes, you have all of the jewelry, and none of it matters anymore. But to be completely honest with you, I've seen what happens firsthand when people only want things that provide them with short-term gratification. You know, all the money, all the cars, all the clothes, all the jewelry. You've traveled pretty much all around the world a dozen times over to the point where you're going to wake up one day and realize none of that matters. Traveling doesn't even bring you fulfillment anymore because a beach is a beach. Doesn't matter whether you're in Florida or you're in Mykonos, like it's all the same. And eventually you're going to get to a point where you've seen it all, you've experienced it all, and you're going to be looking for something that has a little bit more depth and a little bit more meaning to it. And this is the main problem that I see with this feminist ideology that has essentially been a disease that has infiltrated our society, is now women solely want to chase things of very little intrinsic value. You know, because I don't see anybody talking about marriage. Because the reality of it is, you're going to wake up one day and realize that you've only entertained men that don't really want anything to do with you in terms of wanting a long-term commitment. People focus too much on things that really don't matter. You know, they may seem like they matter right now. It might be ideal for you to have a man that pays your bills and is able to buy you things and take you places. It might sound good for a good 5 years, 10 years goes by, and then after all the novelty is worn off, then you're basically just stuck with one man that most likely is cheating on you. But the thing is, we've become so selfish as a culture, men and women included. The idea of living for anything larger than ourselves is almost an impossible thought to imagine. I pray that women naturally end up wanting to pursue men that have good moral character, good values, family men, men that are good leaders more than anything. You know, just because a man has money and a man has resources doesn't make him a good leader. I can promise you that. What makes a man a good leader is his ability to be selfless, to be able to live for something that is much larger than himself. It's just something to think about, because I promise you one day you will wake up and wish you had thought differently. God bless.
When a man is under financial stress, does he become less attractive to his woman? I'm not saying this is true, but it's a conversation that I keep hearing. Some people say it's not about money, it's about energy. That when a man is overwhelmed or unsure, she doesn't feel safe. And when she doesn't feel safe, attraction fades. Not out of judgment, but out of instinct. But at the same time, so many women today are earning more. So is financial pressure affecting connection in relationships? Or is this just an outdated belief? I don't know.
Absolutely, because I want to be able to lay in my bed, booty butt naked, and read an ebook on my phone without somebody coming in and talking about, what's for dinner? Let me get some of them cheeks. What you do all day? Nothing.
Her getting on the internet and letting people know that she likes to skip showers on a hot summer day so she can lay in her bed and be musty all day was optional, by the way. There was a time where people would write in their personal diary when they had things that they want to express about themselves that no one needed to know. We might need to go back to those times. A lot of y'all are using social media as your personal diary, and you're telling information about yourself that people do not need to know. Having good hygiene was never something that you did for other people. It's something that you do for yourself because it's healthy, and other people benefit from it if you're in a relationship. Yeah, y'all are getting way too comfortable sharing things about yourself that people do not need to know. As I said, we need to go back to when y'all wrote in diaries and kept your personal information personal.
Anything men can do, we can do better, right, feminists? Shout out to the men who do these hard, insane jobs so society can keep functioning.
Reject delusions. Embrace gender differences.
Any other questions for her? Or are you good?
Where are you from?
Chicago.
Okay.
All right. You make that Illinois?
Say that again.
I say you make that Illinois?
Make that Illinois. What that mean?
Chicago, Illinois, right?
Yeah, Chicago, Illinois. Oh, there's other. Right. You know, I didn't think about that.
Okay.
Right, but yeah, Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought it was a joke. I thought maybe it was a song lyric. I don't remember that one.
It is.
And is she someone that's your type?
Absolutely, yeah.
Bring you up here with us. Let's all come on up here. All right. So I saw you guys didn't have any other questions up there. I'll just ask one more time. Any other questions, or are you guys good? What do you like to do for fun?
I like to do videography, photography, watch movies, listen to music, just be outdoorsy, you know. I don't like to stay in the house all the time, but when I say outdoorsy, I'm not saying like in the clubs or anything. I'm more just like fresh air type of guy.
You mentioned no clubs. I'm a full-time teacher, but I'm a part-time DJ.
Oh, cool.
If I wanted you to come to the club and support me, would that be something you willing to do?
Undeniably so. Yeah.
Okay. He said he's not in the club all the time. He just said, just gotta check, you know. I think that's it for me. Okay. Well, let me ask my final question now then. Is it a yes for you for him? Yes. Okay. And is it a yes for you for her?
Absolutely.
We got a match! I'll take the mic. Go ahead and get your lady. Make some noise for them, ladies.
I think it'll still depend on kind of how she conducts herself when she goes to these places. Because a lot of women, when she said, "Do you mind coming to the club and supporting me?" No, most men, they don't mind that. But how are you conducting yourselves in these areas is, I think, what would probably be the next question.
Do you think that I'm delusional for not believing that I'm an average person?
Yes. You are a bit delusional. And part of the blame is on society and Disney and all this. You've been told that Prince Charming is coming, and you've been sold this lie about what you deserve. You've been sold a lie about what kind of men there are out there.
I think I would rather stay single for the rest of my life than to
And you'd
settle
rather
for
be,
somebody that...
It's not settling. I don't think it's settling, though.
But if I see myself as whatever and I see this partner that I don't think is deserving of me, then in my perspective, I'm settling.
Okay.
I'd rather stay single because
So-
I'm pretty happy.
So you might wonder why I asked the looks rating question. I do believe that when women think that they're more attractive than they actually are, and this can be caused by a few reasons. It could be just 100% internal self-delusion. You look at a girl's Instagram page, she could be obese. Her friends are all saying, "I wish I looked as good as you. Slay queen. You ate. Blah, blah, blah." Women will gas each other up, especially even more so with your unattractive friends. I mean, look, maybe you guys don't believe that there's such thing as, oh, everyone's beautiful and blah, blah, blah. Great fantasy. Enjoy living in your fantasy land. There's a hierarchy. Some people are more attractive than others. Now, to be fair, there are delusional dudes out there. Maybe you know them. And you even clown on them. You're, oh, the guy thinks he's hot, but he really isn't anything. But that's you creating a hierarchy. That's you rejecting male delusion. Why can't you acknowledge your own delusion or female delusion?
I've met a lot of men who want to be in relationships who I've been surprised, they don't like women.
I think that's a lot of men out here that don't like women.
I have been surprised because the optimistic, happy me, like, that's not true. But being in counseling, I've seen more men that I'm comfortable with who really have issues with women. They are takers. They want you to make their lives better.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the questions that I would ask if I was a woman, what do you want out of a wife? How are you good for a wife? Right? Successful husbands have something in common. They're givers. So when you ask them about, even before they got married, what do you want to do as a husband? I'm going to make sure she's good. Right? If she's stressed,
But I think men have already been answering this question. That's what frustrates me. Men have been answering this question. Men are that's a given. Men are expected to give. I know I'm going to have to provide. I know I'm going to have to protect. I know there's a plethora of different ways that I'm going to have to give. What am I going to get in return? Y'all always want to shy away from that question. What is a man going to get in return?
All right, hear me out. If my partner removed all an intimacy from our agreed to monogamous relationship, I'd grab my favorite journal and a pen, and I would walk over to them and ask them what they think our new open marriage should look like. Now that they've removed monogamy, now that they've devalued all affection, they don't need it, they don't want it, it's not medical or anything, they just don't want to put in effort into that part of their lives anymore. So they've removed it. Okay, no problem. So I'm going to go over with my notepad and we're going to develop a new marriage formula. Yeah, and it's going to be open. That's right. Because here's the thing. If you can just decide, or my partner can just decide what our marriage is going to look like without ever advising me, they should feel damn lucky that I went and advised them that our new marriage is now open. Not closed, not open. You wanted to move to sexless. Now I'm going to move to what I want. See what happens when we don't work together? We start to drift apart.
I was complaining to a man about how pretty I am and the fact that I'm still single, like just being so pretty and yet cannot find a man. And he was like, I think maybe you should start dating uglier men and not be so shallow.
I learned this from men, actually. Started asking men, do you want to be married? Almost all of them said yes. But they never left out the sentence afterwards, the qualifier. When I meet the right person, if I meet the right person, to the right person, hopefully I'll meet the right person. So I listened very carefully, right? So I started asking the question, what makes a woman the right person for you to marry? There are 12 things on the list that make a person, the right person, married. And none of them are love. Nobody said love. I love her. That was the given. That's the easy part. Loving women is not scarce to them, so they don't have to find a woman to love. They're looking for a woman with complementary strength.
My name is Freisha Mosley. When I was a teenager, I was groomed by my doctors, and then a surgeon cut off my breasts because I hated myself. I believed that I was being transformed into a man and that my new identity would make me whole, but that never happened. My surgery left me with nerve damage and painful scar tissue. My chest is numb to the touch, but I suffer internal pain because of the damage. 10 months ago, I gave birth to a baby boy. He is the greatest joy in my life, but his arrival accompanied surgical complications and more trauma. My surgeon left pieces of breast tissue in tatters inside of my chest. This is a common practice when a girl gets quote-unquote top surgery because the surgery is performed by a plastic surgeon and no oncologist is present to make sure that all of the breast tissue is removed. This surgery is cosmetic in nature and destroys functioning body parts permanently. Days after giving birth, my milk came in. My chest filled up with painful hard rocks, but I had no way to release the milk because my nipples were severed and reattached to nothing. They are decorative. The pain I felt physically from the milk being trapped in my chest changed my entire concept of pain. Nothing compares to that agony except for the heartbreak of the loss. I had milk for my baby that I could not give him because I was a confused and sad teenager, and my doctors took advantage of that. How could they have been so careless with me and with so many young girls like me? Why did my doctors alter my healthy body and not tell me that I had any other options? I don't want any other girl or woman to ever experience what I experienced. There is no way for me to get my breasts back. I will never breastfeed a baby. I will never know how my baby feels against my chest because all I have is numb scar tissue. No girl deserves this just because of temporary beliefs she has about herself.
That is enough. Oh, that is evil. That is wicked. What we have done to young children in the name of a wicked wicked ideology is nearly unforgivable. Matthew 18 verse 6 puts it this way quite concisely. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and for him to be thrown and drowned in the depths of the sea. That's what our Lord has to say about those who would do such things to children. This is wicked, and Christians have got to stand up to this nonsense and oppose it with everything in their being.
That's crazy work, man. That's crazy work. That's tough. Goodness, that's terrible. We continue to do these things. And they talk about, well, listen to the child. Well, I know what I want. It's a child. How are they going to know what they want? Right? You might have some things that you want to make a decision on, and you might know what piece of candy that you want, but this is life changing. You can eat the candy. You can throw the candy up if it makes you sick. But this is life altering. This is changing. Bro, you got to start protecting your kids, man. Somebody somewhere's got to say, hey, I don't know if this is a great idea. And we can't really allow you at your age to do that. I mean, my God, we have stipulations on who can drink at what age. But you can decide what you want to look like for the rest of your life at 13?
Unpopular opinion, being a man has to be one of the most difficult things in this world, because when I hear some of the requests that women have and how they can contradict themselves, I get confused. It's like, I don't need you to be too sensitive, but how dare you not share your feelings and your emotions with me? I need you to be a good leader, but understand that I won't be following you and I won't be listening to you, and you can't lead me anywhere. But be a good leader. Be strong and show a level of vulnerability, but not too much, because then strength and vulnerability cannot coexist together, because now I'm going to think that you weak. I want you to be truthful and honest, but not too truthful to where you telling me the truth about me, and now I got to feel some type of way towards you, because you're supposed to be on my side at all points in time.
Come on.
Read my mind, but don't you dare assume that you know what I'm thinking. Meet my needs, even though I'm not going to tell you what my needs are all the time, but I expect for you to just know somehow. Be financially stable, but make sure you have a whole bunch of time, even though it takes time to make money. Now, when you hear some of these requests out loud and you see how they contradict themselves, don't it sound silly? And wouldn't you be just as confused as he is?
Somebody give this woman the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, what's interesting is that between the dichotomy of her statements, it's clear to see how illogical a modern woman's definition of what a real man is. But the irony is that only a real woman would understand the points that she's making. A mature woman would agree with her, while the immature will defend. Know the difference.
Women aren't funny, but your only jokes are how you hate your wife. A joke, or that you're racist. Ha ha ha.
You know what? Female comedy, male comedy, it's totally different, man. I won't say that they're funny. I just say I'm not the demographic. Like, look, this is a female, something that had the ladies cracking up right here.
I was gonna tell you, my meeting with Candace got switched to tomorrow instead of today.
Candace? Oh.
Can this gyat fit in your mouth?
Now look, they said jokes about how much they hate their wife, but female comedy, a lot of it is how annoying they can be to their boyfriend and husbands. So look, ladies, you show your husband this and he's gonna have a blank face. Same thing with men though. If you show your girlfriend this, she's not gonna laugh.
Black hole sun, won't you come?
The way I explained this to a young lady on a plane once who had just gotten married, I was like, marriage is wonderful. You're going to love it. She goes, how do you make it work? I said, we have a biblical worldview of marriage. What does that mean? I said, well, it starts off with, I'm the head of my household. Why does there have to be a head? I'm like, excellent question, because we live in this hyper-egalitarian society which says, oh no, this co-equal partnership. No, there's equal value to both people. There's equal values to the roles and responsibilities that we play. I said, but when you said, I do, did you mean till death do us part? Yeah. Okay, what happens when you disagree? Do you have a board meeting? Did you engage in a corporate agreement with your husband, or what do? I bear the burden of the responsibility to have to make decisions that is best for her first, not me. The burden of that leadership is I must do what is best for the family in accordance with God's instruction.
How easy is it to fake documents?
Jack, it is so easy to fake documents. In today's world, you open up a document in Adobe Acrobat Pro and you just say, edit document. And you can go in and just make it read whatever you want it to read. We've done that. We've had that done to us on a couple cases, and we had to prove that that's what was going on. It's a nasty game, and if you don't know what's happening, it'll be used against you. So if you want to learn more about how we handle that stuff, come join us at dadslawschool.com in our VIP program. If you want more time with your kids, join our VIP program today.
Let me be clear. Futuristic Wife was never made for every woman. It was created for the woman who is tired of being angry, tired of chaos, tired of confused dating, tired of competing instead of building. It's for the women who wants order, standard, beauty, discipline, and peace. This doesn't dilute women, it refines them. The futuristic wife doesn't fight to be chosen. She becomes the environment where everything rises. And that level of self-governance always scares people who live in reaction.
I'm glad you said tired of chaos, for women who are tired of chaos, because that's what these modern women want, chaos. They don't care nothing about doing the right thing. They don't care nothing about tamping down the drama. Keeping that, turning the volume down on that. All they care about is, I'm going to raise hell until I get my way. I'm going to make a problem until I get, and even if there's no problem in my life, I'm going to create one. I'm going to create one. And you, as my man, are going to be the beneficiary of it. I'm not trying to build no house. How about you? I'm trying to get your money to build my house. And then I'm going to leave you. Peace.
Tell me a man who you think is a 9.
Jackson Dart. And Jackson Dart, if you're watching, hit me up.
That's your league.
Yes, absolutely.
That's your looks equivalent.
Yes.
Really quick, Nick, pull up her TikTok.
No.
No audio because it's music.
I know it was ugly.
Oh, you're cute.
No, I was sad, guys.
Can you click?
Your lashes look amazing, though.
Oh, thank
and your
you.
brows.
Thank you.
Click.
I think if we were put in the same room together, you could do it. I could pull. You could.
I don't think having sex with a guy is pulling a guy. I think getting a guy into a relationship is pulling a guy.
That's facts.
I think if a guy can have sex with a woman, I think he can get her into a relationship. If you can sleep with a man, how confident are you that you can get him into a relationship?
Hey, would you be up to going out to eat tonight?
How to get your husband out of the shop?
Yeah, I really want to
for
finish
dinner.
this stuff up.
Okay, no problem. Wait, are those your welds?
Yeah, why?
Those are really nice.
Thank you.
That's really impressive.
Well, I mean, it's solid wire. Shielding with C25.
That's so technical. I don't even know what that means. I'm impressed.
Well, I mean, there's different ways to do it. I don't think they're that bad.
They're not bad at all. I think they're amazing.
I mean, I do what I can,
Well, we'll figure out something for dinner. I'll let you get back to work.
Well, I could probably stop for a little while. We could go to town and grab something to eat.
Look, guys, that's cute and it's good. Ladies, take notes. Men really do love it when you take an interest in what they're doing and when you praise them for their accomplishments. We're wired that way. Women need that tender touch. They need to be pursued. They need that affection. Men, we're very simple. We just want our accomplishments recognized. We want our women to understand the hard work that we do for them. And you just show them an ounce of appreciation and they will light up like a firecracker. It's actually a really insightful display of the differences between men and women. So ladies, this is good. Take notes.
Why does no one seem to complain about a gender pay gap when female models earn more money than male models?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think that when it comes to models about women, the women models, I think that women are more aesthetically pleasing
sells for women a lot more than it does for men.
True, but would it be possible to sell if men did not objectify women?
I mean, you can do anything. There's a way to go about it without being disrespectful.
How so? What do you think?
Respecting someone's field of work, if that is your job, selling.
My wife is not in charge in my house. I am. And she is my helper, and I'm not her helper. She doesn't wear the pants, I do. Now, because I adore my wife, I want to model the sacrificial leadership of Jesus. Jesus, recognizing that all authority in heaven and earth had been given to me, stood up, took out his outer robe, tied it around his waist, knelt down and washed his disciples' feet. That's what the biblical account is. Recognizing he had all authority, he got down and washed feet. I am in authority over my wife. It's not a 50-50. The buck stops with me. I am the head. Because of that, I'm going to use my leadership to take wonderful care of my wife. Boys, my sons, this is our woman. We're going to take care of her. She doesn't open doors. We open it for her. Our job, my job as a man, is to make sure my life is harder than hers.
That's good.
I want my life harder than hers.
Yes.
I make money. I'm going to spend more on her than me. I'm going to lift her up. I'm going to serve her. I'm built stronger so that I can use my strength for my bride. I'm going to exalt her. I'm going to do something better than 50-50 or equal. I'm going to lift her up. I'm going to treat her not as an equal. I'm going to treat her as more important. And I'm going to steer our marriage as well. I'm going to set the culture for our home. And I need her to give me her valuable insight. And sometimes we're going to disagree and I'm going to go with what she thinks. And sometimes I'm going to go with what I think. But I'm going to use her as my helper, as my second self on mission for the Lord, because I desperately, desperately need the counsel of my wife, and I honor her in that.
And it's funny because there'll be a lot of modern women that will understand this order. They will like it when a man opens the door. They like it when a man does all of the things that they want a man to do, but they will run out in front of the man when it looks like you don't know what you're doing, when it looks like you don't understand where I want to go. I'm going to have to take the reins back from you, and I'm going to have to start doing my own thing because it looks like you're not going in the direction that I've specifically told you that I want to go in. That's what they do. If they're going to do that, they do that. They call themselves Christians, and they do that with God. I want God to send me a man. Okay, well, this is the thing that God wants you to do. Well, I don't really want to do that. I really don't feel like doing that. Not that. I'll do this, but not that. Well, the man that's coming into your life, this is what he's going to do. Oh, he's 6'4". Oh, he's good looking. He's muscular. And the man comes in and says, hey, where are you going? Well, I'm going out with the girls. 10 o'clock at night? What time are you going to be home? Oh, and where are you going? Well, we were going to go out to the club for, maybe, I don't know. We didn't really have a set time. We just got to do this every Thursday. And now we just kind of go out to the bar. Well, you don't have a set time. And you're going out to the club where men can hit on you. Or the bar. Well, why would you do that? And a man might say, and I'll go back, man said, well, you're going to the club. Well, I'm going to a bar. They'll try to, well, I didn't say club, I said bar. Well, it don't matter. You're still going to a place to where men are going to see and they're going to hit on you. Well, I don't know why it matters. In a club, and then y'all start arguing about a club and a bar to get off what y'all are talking about. And the fact of the matter is, you don't need to be where you're trying to go. You need to step back from that and stop doing that. You're not going to be doing what you used to do. Well, I don't believe that, and I'm not going to allow no man to do X, Y, and Z. Well, I thought you said that you liked the guy. This is the man that God sent you. But now all of a sudden, the man that God sent you is giving you direction and instruction. And now all of a sudden, well, I don't know if this is the man for me. That's funny.
I'm so sorry, but we're not making a big enough deal out of this. Women are outperforming men in a hyper-patriarchal, misogynistic society.
Nobody cares. No one gives a
Society is rigged for men's success, and they're struggling to keep up with us.
So nobody actually cares that much.
Not another fitness influencer advertising products and discount codes that edits all of her pictures. No way. Caroline Hobday. Welcome to the show. Today we welcome Caroline, 246,000 followers. She's sponsored by MyProtein, 37% off by using the code Caroline. Just about everything she posts is an advertisement. This is an Alpha Lead code, Alpha Lead again, MyProtein. Yeah, you get the gist. But there's a problem with these advertisements. You see, unless this mirror door is crooked, Caroline, you're cooking the books and making your hips wider and your waist more narrow. I'll give it to you. You generally do a good job, but you've made a few errors on your page, so let's point them all out. You enhanced the cheeks here. Let's take a look. It's just that slight bending out where you didn't get the background straight completely. You were so close, though. This one, though, can't give you any kudos. You super this one up. Let's take a look at your waist, and let's pay attention to this door that's right above you. So if we put a ruler on the door and draw a line all the way down, we should have door here, but we don't. We have air because you pulled your waist in like 6 inches from each side. Now that I pull back, yeah, you can see. Look how ridiculous. Like, it's very obvious. Everybody sees what you're doing. Bye-bye. You posted a before and after. I'm so happy and confident. Mental health, blah, blah, blah. Cut this. Come on.
This is a reminder for all the girls, before you have a baby with them, make sure that it's the right person, because then you're going to have to deal with somebody yelling and screaming at you, calling you a hoe, calling you everything.
What you got right now is that you can never admit what I'm telling you. You always try to tell me what I did. At the end of the day, I told you that shit is immature, it's not self-valuing yourself, and it don't show like you got self-respect. You say I'm insecure because you wear pajamas, but at the end of the day, you wear the pajamas, you wear them short-ass shorts outside, you wear everything that catches dudes' attention, but you don't want attention. That's my shit. That's all I'm telling you.
Cool.
So, first and foremost, I don't think any man should ever go calling a girl a hoe, any of those names. You're not a man if you do stuff like that. It's easy. If it bothers you that bad, you need to get up and leave. You guys are so leaderish and so logical, but yet you have to put down women over every little thing. I have 2 sides to this. One thing, I went to her page to go look at her videos and look at her stuff. That girl has been dressing skimpy since he got with her. To assume she was going to stop doing that is your fault. If I get with a scammer right now and he scams people, robs people, am I supposed to expect him to all of a sudden get this magical pee-pee and then now he wants to change and be godly? No, it doesn't work that way. Just like a lot of women have this perception that, oh, when you have kids, you change, the man changes. Does that happen? That's why your baby daddy left. Understand? Catching my drift? Next, one of the other things I think a lot of men need to stop doing is getting with women they cannot be with. The reason why I say this is because there are women out here who show themselves and don't cheat. Exhibit A. This is one of my favorite women right here, Coco. And as we know, Coco's been a straight, we know. She dresses how she wants. She shows down how she wants. And this man has never called her out of her name. This man has never made her feel inferior. This man has never put her down. Stop getting with women like this when you want a modest grandma. You understand that? I don't understand why men are like this and why you guys want to transform a woman into, it's not Bob the Builder. This ain't Build-A-Bear. Stop doing that. Get with the girl who dress modestly. Get with the girl who's in the church. Stop getting with women like this who have their perked up to the ceiling and getting mad when they want to show down. Not everything is for attention. I'm sorry, y'all. You guys know this. I don't always go out, but if I do go out, I like to wear crop tops. I like to wear that shows my body. I like to wear certain outfits. Why? Because I just like to. Who cares? But I also would never get with a guy who does this to me. I've never had a guy constantly call me a hoe or ever. But I also get with men who love makeup. I also get with men who love tattoos. I also get with men who love women who show out. I like men like Ice-T because this is the type of man that makes me yearn and go crazy for. I want to cook and clean and do everything for. Do you understand how these type of people deserve each other? There is nothing wrong with having standards. There is nothing wrong with wanting your woman to be covered up. I would never go as far as saying, oh, he's insecure, he's this, he's that. It's not. You know why? Because that is your boundary as a man. A man's job is to protect their woman. But there's not all these cases where every single woman gets the same type of thing. Do you know how many people respect Coco because of Ice-T? You see what I'm saying? Another example. She was the biggest icon forever. She literally does Playboy, bro. You know what I mean? I know they're not together no more, but a lot of men have always liked Pamela Anderson. So I don't understand trying to change somebody. I really don't. There's a lot of women out here who don't look like them, who aren't straight 10s. Get with the girl who's a 2, get with the girl who's a 5, get with the girl who doesn't go outside. The one thing I will agree with is a man should never call you out of your name. A man should never put his hands on you. A man should never put you down. Stop getting with women you cannot handle. I'm sorry, I'm not writing for this, because that girl just had a baby, the one that's in the video, and you're going to treat her like and make her feel bad about her body and stuff like that. I don't get it. When she was dressing skimpy when you got with her. And as you can see, the girl's profile, when I posted it, you can see her at. To me, I don't think she dresses the worst. I've seen worse. Coco shows her and everything else. That girl only shows like the bottom of her cheeks because she wears booty shorts and crop tops. Again, to me, the crop top thing isn't that bad. I don't wear booty shorts, not my cup of tea. But I'm not going to go knocking another woman who does. I don't give a what other women wear. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. Why? Because I care about my relationship and what I'm doing. And you know what's so crazy? My man doesn't police what I wear. He doesn't. But I also don't show out unless I'm with him. You know, like if we go out, then I'm going to dress all nice up. Usually, I'm always covered up or I have gym attire on. I just say this to say, pick and choose your battles. Do not get with a woman that you have to constantly put down. How does that make you feel good as a man? And if you're a woman doing the same thing, let's be in relationships where we can communicate our feelings. And if it's not reciprocated, we gotta go. So if you're with a guy and he's constantly telling you he doesn't like your outfits, mama, it's probably time to leave that dude, or vice versa. She's not getting it. She doesn't want to listen to you. She doesn't want to hear you out. She doesn't want to respect your boundaries. You can't force somebody to respect what you want. So just leave. If it's that bad, leave. It clearly is that bad because you're putting her down, you're calling her names, and what's next? You're going to put your hands on her? You see what I mean? It's only going to get violent and worse. Let her go. Let her go, buddy. But I also have another thing that I want to say too. In my opinion, I always wondered, when you have a child, don't you want to conduct yourself differently because you have a baby? You know, like if I had a daughter, I don't know if I would want her seeing me dress super crazy, because then I wouldn't want her to do the same at a very young age, because monkey see, monkey do. It's like those mothers that cuss a lot. They cuss so much and then they get mad at their children for cussing, but you're setting the example. You see what I'm saying? But then when I see Coco dresses real out there, and I don't hate Coco. I love Coco. She's my favorite woman. Same with Pamela Anderson. That's why I'm showing them. I've always loved them. But see, Coco's daughter doesn't dress like that. My mom, not gonna lie, my mom had 6 kids by 6 different men. My mom used to show out. My mom used to get it. Let me tell you, high heels and all, dressing like a Latina baddie. And I never dressed like my mom growing up. I was a tomboy my whole life until recently, these last couple of years, I wanted to dress more girly. So again, I don't always think that your kids will follow your lead. Your kids could have a different personality from you. You could teach your kids to be different from you. I'm not saying that man's wrong or right. I'm just saying my opinion. I just think a lot of the times you guys would save yourself a lot of stress instead of trying to change somebody. I just don't like when men go out of their way to call their women all these harmful names. I'm always talking about men's mental health, but what about our mental health? Why do we deserve to feel that way? Why do we get to get called names and be put down? We already get that from other women and competing women. Why our own man? No, not my man. Your guys' man. You see, that doesn't sit well with me. You're supposed to be the man and the leader in the relationship, and you're putting her down. That doesn't make any sense to me. And my last thing that I want to say, when a woman doesn't take care of herself and a woman doesn't wear certain outfits, a man will sit there and go, you let yourself go. You look fat and all that stuff. But then when she shows out, it's too much. What do you want? What do you want? You guys are starting to get to a point where it's starting to get a little irritating. Do you want her to show out? Do you want her to look good? Do you not want her to look good? Like, you guys act like a woman's just going to go and leave you. I've always loved the guys that let you dress out when you're with them. Like, when you get to wear the high heels, your makeup done, all that, and you got your man like, damn, baby, you look so good. That's attractive to me. Like, I love a man to eat me down. I love when I get to come outside and I just know a man loves it. Well, my man loves it. I don't understand that. Like, I always thought that a woman was your trophy. And what happened? Back then, this was the thing. Like, all of a sudden now we're acting like we have amnesia and this was never a thing. The biggest women that men wanted to be with were Pamela Anderson, were Coco. Now all of a sudden we're having this, it's so many rules now. So you guys ask me, or you guys let me know what you think about this. Again, I'm not trying to shun men. I'm not trying to shun women either, because everybody has their own things. But I think there's women that are at a high caliber with the way that they want to dress, and there's nothing you could do to stop them. You think you're going to tell Megan Fox or Megan Good to tone it down? A lot of men grew up loving Megan Good. Do you think you could handle a Megan Good? No, you couldn't. You couldn't. You could never. So, like I said, I would love to see the comments after this.
I see where you're coming from. And I do agree with, just not, if she's going to do that, just don't get with her, man. She's going to, I don't know if I would say she's going to cause you stress, indirectly, she's going to cause you stress because you know that you don't like it. So you know you're going to always be back and forth with that, right? So either you get out of the relationship or you learn to kind of live with it, right? Because that's what she was when you met her. I would say I don't know if men would actually wife Pamela Anderson. I'm sure they will. There's some guys that would, but they like the way that she looks. Statistically speaking, they like the way that she looks. Not to say that I would marry her, I would want to be around her. You have to understand, there's a saying, she's not yours, it's just your turn. They say that because there's a lot of women, like say for instance, I understand what you're saying, I do. But there comes a time to where you have to start respecting yourself. Period. No, he probably shouldn't talk to her that way. No, he probably shouldn't call her that. But you see the energy that she's bringing to herself because she dresses that way, being a mother, being in a relationship with somebody. Once again, and this is just an extension of we don't call women losers enough. Once again, I understand what you're saying, but this is loser behavior. Don't do this. Stop doing that. They have had conversations about it before, and she still continues to do it. We'll leave, we got it, we understand it. But at some point in time, because here's what's going to happen. I'm saying, okay, cool. Do we have an understanding that you kind of stop doing that? Yeah, great. But then you start doing it again. Now, all throughout that, you're going to expect me to protect you. Men are going to grab on you. They're going to put their hands on you. And then that's going to put me in a position to have to swing on them. I don't want to do that. Just cover yourself up. Don't be out there doing certain things and acting a certain way. It'd be one thing if you dressed a certain way and then you didn't act the attitude. Just making an argument here. The attitude didn't come with it. But a lot of times for these women, for these modern women, the attitude comes along with the dress. And what I mean is flirtatious. Oh, I know I'm the baddest. And then it's going to attract the man to come up to you. And now I got to come and put my hand in. Hey, bro, don't do that. This, and this. Who knows how Ice-T's woman is acting? Number one, number two, Ice-T might have security. Number two, number three, you don't know what Ice-T is going through. You don't know what Ice-T might be doing on the back end himself. That man might be out here with other women. So you can go ahead and wear whatever you want to wear. Because I'm out here doing whatever I'm doing. Chilling. You know what I mean? So there's certain positions that you put a man in that he has to fight for no reason. Once again, if this woman is causing you drama, just get out. Just leave the relationship. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for her to be. If you got to get to this point to where you have to call, she is doing this. So he's calling an ace and a spade a spade. She is doing this. But if you got to get to the point to where this has to be the conversation, number one, and she's manipulative because now she knows what she's doing and she's recording it and putting it out there so you can watch the video and say, look what he did. Look what he said to me. Then you go on her page and you verify that, yeah, she's actually doing that. So what he's saying isn't baseless. What he's saying isn't unfounded. But if you have to get to so she gonna do whatever. Basically, this is a dangerous one. You got to get away from her. Basically, what she's gonna do is whatever she wants to do. And then she's gonna turn it on you and say, well, he did this and he said this and he just rude and this and this. I don't know, man. You better be careful. You better be careful. Because if she's doing this now and is spinning the narrative on you, bro,